The Maine woods, with its vast forests, its rivers, and its lakes, is not so very different today than it was when Henry David Thoreau journeyed here in the 1800s to canoe its waterways, climb its mountains, and learn from his Indian guides. I began to be exhilarated by the sight of the wild fir and spruce tops, he wrote. It was like the sight and odor of cake to a schoolboy. This spring, 150 years after the publication of Thoreau's essays on the Maine woods, a hardy band of modern-day explorers set out to retrace his third and most ambitious journey, from Moosehead Lake to the Allagash Wilderness and south again, 325 miles in all.
Nice.
We caught up with them, soaked but undaunted, after 4 days of hard paddling in the wind and rain, making camp on the shores of Lake Chesuncook.
Those twigs were from the bottom of the tree. They're still dry on the inside. They might be a little bit wet outside, but still dry.
Maine guide Kevin Slater led the expedition.
Why are you out here?
Because I love it. Even when it's like this, I love it.
I take it these are not for decoration.
No, this is my bed.
He makes his bed of balsam branches, just as Thoreau did.
Yeah, starting to look like a nice bed.
The eagle in our culture represents, it's like the messenger. It's a sign of goodwill for the trip.
James Francis is tribal historian of the Penobscot Nation. For him, this is a journey of reconnection with Thoreau and with his Penobscot ancestor, Joe Polis, who guided Thoreau on the journey.
There's something for me knowing that those birds that woke me this morning were the same birds that woke Polis 100 and some odd years ago.
One of the important things for me has been to put the landscape itself in my body.
For Thoreau scholar Stan Tagg, the landscape, including the majestic Mount Katahdin, brings new meaning to Thoreau's words.
I've climbed Katahdin many times. I've never taken this canoe trip. So to do this, it feels like I can read Thoreau's words, but it's when I've actually been in the landscape myself, had my own experience there, it's an entirely different experience. And I go back and I read the same words I've been reading over and over again, and I see them entirely differently.
Do you think that he saw himself more as an explorer or an observer?
Well, Thoreau's always an explorer, but his explorations aren't just physical. They're like spiritual explorations, too. I mean, his interest in the Penobscots was not just kind of a quaint interest, but very much a deep interest in other people and their ways of being in a certain kind of landscape.
Thoreau wrote, "I have much to learn of the Indian, nothing of the missionary." He made a list of Indian words he had learned.
He says the Indian words that my guides gave me a new way of seeing things. You know, gave me words for things that I only had scientific ones before. And because of this, he saw them in a new light.
So we're gonna go across to this point and just follow the shore.
On the morning of day 5, the rain stopped. The skies began to clear, and the little band set out again, heartened by the promise of sun.
Wow, it is beautiful out here.
It is.
Mount Katahdin, in Thoreau's words, a cloud factory, was ahead of them still, shrouded in mist.
Katahdin, that means greatest mountain. And everybody says, oh, well, yeah, it's the tallest in Maine. But that's so irrelevant because my ancestors wouldn't have known that it was the tallest. So there's something else inherent, some inherent greatness to Katahdin that's beyond that it's the tallest. That really intrigues me.
There's a loon, just popped up.
Yeah, fishing.
This is a place where it is still possible to reconnect, as Thoreau set out to do, with the spirits of nature and the whispers of the past.